President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever.
Welcome to WatchMojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the biggest anti-Donald Trump celebrities of all time. We'll see what the famous faces have said about the 45th President of the United States and the issues they have with him.
We need the principled press to hold power to account.
Number 20, Chelsea Handler. Not many people would ditch their talk show to become a Trump hater full-time. But then again, not many people are like Handler.
The last time I was here, I was sitting at this desk, the President of the United States was a hot, young, parasailing novelist named Barack Hussein Obama. And now we have a new president whose name is Donald Putin Trump.
In 2017, the comedian, actor, and host announced the end of her Netflix show Chelsea. Instead, sparked by Trump's presidency, she wanted to focus on political activism. His election clearly had a profound and heartbreaking effect on Handler, since she admitted to going to therapy in the aftermath to deal with an existential crisis.
So it was a good chance to take a look at myself and find out what my issues are moving forward and why Trump represents such pandemonium to me.
The years haven't softened her stance either. In 2024, Handler took shots at Trump's running mate J.D. Vance for his cat lady comments by calling him a, quote, wingnut elegy and putting her support behind Kamala Harris.
So to put it in women-hating terms, you'll understand, you're being hysterical.
Number 19, Alan Ritchson. He's a white, straight, married Christian male with children and a retired U.S. Air Force Chief Master Sergeant as a father and typically takes action roles.
I love watching you beat people up. I really do. I enjoy it. I don't know what it is.
Yet, Ritchson has no love for Trump and his supporters. In 2024, during an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, the actor described Trump as a con man and assaulter. He went further with his dismay that Christian churches seem to put the two-time impeached president on a pedestal.
You know what? Jesus became the scapegoat for us to end violence once and for all. And so he's commissioned us to no longer make scapegoats of anybody.
Trump supporters weren't happy with the action star criticizing their MAGA hero, so they went online and called for a boycott of Reacher. Number 18, Mark Ruffalo. When it comes to actors getting involved with activism and political discourse, Ruffalo is one of the most prominent.
I think the world should consider my president as public enemy number one at this point.
After all, he's targeted many issues, including climate change, war, and civil rights. So of course, Trump was always going to be next. In 2017, he famously took part in an impromptu protest against Trump's reign with other celebs such as Olivia Wilde and Michael Moore.
Trump is not a legitimate president!
Trump is not a legitimate president!
Some of Ruffalo's best Trump-hating work has been on social media. In 2021, he led the celebration of Joe Biden's upcoming reign by stating on X, formerly Twitter, quote, "The golden toilet presidency is over." In 2024, Ruffalo took aim at Trump and Project 2025, calling the initiative white Christian nationalism. Number 17, John Legend. The musician slammed Donald Trump Jr. in 2016 by flat-out calling his father a racist.
I think he's selfish, he's racist, he's misogynist, he's a liar, probably the worst liar we've ever seen in public life.
Legend wasn't done, as a feud was launched between him and their family. Because Trump definitely doesn't hold on to grudges, in 2019 he called Legend boring and his wife Chrissy Teigen filthy-mouthed after they didn't praise him during a town hall meeting, even though Teigen wasn't involved.
It's kind of not even shocking to hear that the president is picking fights with people on Twitter. It's just like, something's wrong with
We all just wait for our day to come.
Yeah.
And mine happened to be Sunday.
Yeah.
So Legend mocked him some more. In 2024, when discussing the Black Lives Matter movement and Trump's reaction, Legend stated that due to his actions as president, he thinks the former reality star, quote, believes black people are inferior.
He is a tried and true, dyed-in-the-wool racist.
Number 16, Martin Sheen. Considering he portrayed a tyrannical presidential prospect in 1983's The Dead Zone, Sheen might have some feelings about Trump.
I need your support. I need your expertise. I need your input. And most importantly, I need your money.
The West Wing president, who has a long history of activism, has taken shots at Trump many times. In the run-up to the 2016 election, Sheen publicly lent his support to the Hillary Clinton campaign and appeared in videos asking people not to vote for the Republican candidate.
Republican members of the Electoral College, this message is for you.
Beyond this, Sheen has thrown several insults at Trump over the years during interviews. He's called him a tyrant, an empty-headed moron, a bum, and a self-centered promoter. Even his son, Charlie Sheen, has mocked Trump for the fake wedding gift he received from him.
He says, in their finest moment, this is cheap pewter and bad zirconias.
Number 15, Barbra Streisand. Considering she was on Richard Nixon's 1971 political enemies list, Streisand isn't afraid to get dirty when it comes to campaigning against something she doesn't agree with.
I don't know how we're going to take, 4 years of this.
In 2018, the singer, actor, and producer released the song Don't Lie to Me, which criticized Trump's administration.
Hard to believe the things you said.
During an interview to promote the album release the track was on, Streisand referred to him as, quote, a man who is corrupt and indecent and is assaulting our institutions. Yikes. The EGOT winner has also blamed Trump for stressing her out so much that she gained weight, insulted him in her memoir, described him as corrupt, and stated she'd move to England if he wins in 2024.
How do you feel about the specter of a second Trump administration?
I will move.
Number 14, Whoopi Goldberg. In 2018, during an interview with David Axelrod, Goldberg's hatred of Trump led her to refuse to say his name out loud.
You never say his name.
I don't.
Why?
I can't.
On the whole, she stuck to this. But in 2024, the EGOT winner accidentally uttered the name on The View. Immediately, Goldberg sighed and pretended to spit on the floor as her co-hosts teased her. Goldberg has referenced Trump several times in 2024.
You are perpetrating anti-humanist issues here.
She pleaded with viewers not to fall for Kai Trump's attempt to humanize her grandfather at the Republican National Conference. After Trump put up a fake image of her on the Truth Social platform, claiming she was going to Canada if he won, Goldberg laid into him, labeling the former president a, quote, snowflake.
But I know where I'm going to be because I got a contract, so I'm going to be here where I'm wanted.
Number 13, John Lithgow. It can take some authors years to write a single novel. So imagine how angry you have to be at someone to write not one, but 2 books against them.
He wanted a robe made of ermine and velvet. The Constitution, he wanted to shelve it.
That's how much Lithgow despises Trump. In 2019, the Third Rock from the Sun actor released the satirical book Dumpty, The Age of Trump in Verse, which contained illustrations and poems ridiculing the Trump administration.
Trumpty Dumpty wanted a wall to stir up a rabid political brawl.
When promoting it, Lithgow mocked the then president by stating he wouldn't understand the jokes. In 2020, the 2-time Oscar nominee released the sequel, Trumpty Dumpty Wanted a Crown, Verses for a Despotic Age.
Trumpty Dumpty wanted a crown.
Lithgow then called up his friends and got them to read out the poems to promote the work, which included Meryl Streep and Samuel L. Jackson.
Despite how he made them all tremble and cower, they decided at last they would ride him to power.
Number 12, Taylor Swift. If there's anything you don't want to do, it's upset Swifties. Unfortunately for him, that's exactly what Trump did in 2024 when he posted an AI image of Swift supporting his campaign.
Important to note, Swift has not endorsed either candidate.
That's on top of the creepy audio footage of him referring to the musician as beautiful several times. Swift has been a lot more measured in her hatred of Trump, but when she strikes hard. In 2020, Swift slammed Trump for supporting white supremacy during his reign and then issuing violence against protesters for George Floyd's murder.
After stoking the fire of white supremacy and racism your entire presidency, you have the nerve to feign moral superiority before threatening violence?
She finished by stating he'd be voted out at the next election. Woof. In Swift's 2020 documentary, Miss Americana, she emotionally argued with a father in campaigning against Trump and regretted not doing so years before.
I need to be on the right side of history, and if he doesn't win, then at least I tried.
Number 11, late-night show hosts.
Yes, I agree. This is truly an historic moment as Donald Trump becomes the first U.S. president convicted of a crime.
Many talk show hosts have criticized Trump in monologues, including Jimmy Kimmel, when Trump was found guilty of 34 charges in 2024.
We should automatically make those jurors the new Supreme Court.
John Oliver had a whole episode dedicated to systematically taking down the then president. He later spoke about how Trump's second term would be far worse than his first.
Donald Trump views the truth like this lemur views the Supreme Court vacancy. I don't care about that in any way. Please, I have a banana.
Stephen Colbert created an advent calendar that counted down the days to Trump's original sentencing day in July 2024. Finally, Jon Stewart, after leaving The Daily Show, called Trump a man-baby. Then when he was back, Stewart used the platform to insult him whenever he could.
You want to give him absolute power? You want him to be the leader uber alles? You want him to have the right of kings? You do you. But stop framing it as patriotism.
Number 10, George Clooney. There aren't many political arguments that the multi-award-winning actor and filmmaker hasn't been involved with.
Try to get behind things that I think I could have, at least I can help bring attention to it.
And in 2016, Trump was Clooney's target during his election campaign.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
In interviews, he described the prospective president as an opportunist, a xenophobic fascist, a Hollywood elitist, and, a lot less scathing, a knucklehead.
He was just this knucklehead. I knew him before he was, a president. He was just a guy who was chasing girls.
After backing Hillary Clinton's run, Clooney put his support behind Joe Biden in the 2020 presidential election. The actor teamed up with former President Barack Obama for a virtual fundraiser for Biden's campaign, where the duo heavily criticized Trump's reaction to issues such as Black Lives Matter while making plenty of jokes. Number 9, Jim Carrey. In 2017, the actor and comedian showed his artistic side by creating political cartoons about the then president, his family, his administration, and his supporters.
This whole thing has brought back my 8-year-old self. It's been a gift from God. It's like literally brought me back to 8 years old, where I used to sit in my room. Trump is toast.
Some highlights of his work include mocking Trump for suggesting consuming bleach to combat COVID-19, dressing him up as Ronald McDonald, and depicting him as a baby. Carrey's artwork even led to him hosting an exhibition of his pieces at the Macarone Gallery in Los Angeles, California in 2018. The actor also wrote essays heavily slamming Trump, calling him, quote, a bourgeois New York con artist.
You gotta speak, man. This is not a time to clam up.
In 2021, Carrey retired his political cartoons after Trump was no longer president. But this hasn't stopped Trump's supporters from coming up with a conspiracy that he's secretly portraying Biden with a mask. Right.
Look, here's the deal. Nope, lost it. Come back to me.
Number 8, Eminem. 2017 was a big year for Eminem in showcasing his Trump hatred. After mentioning the then president during his track No Favors with Big Sean, the rapper was part of a cypher during the BET Hip Hop Awards.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Should I drop it on Donald Trump? Probably not.
The lyrical genius laid into Trump during his freestyle rap, calling him various insults and criticizing his priorities. Eminem also took verbal shots at Trump's supporters, even if they were fans of his music.
I'm drawing in the sand a line. You're either for or against.
Eminem walked back some of the criticism towards Trump fans during his 2018 song The Ringer and sympathized with them. Interestingly, Eminem also mentioned how the Secret Service investigated him for his anti-Trump demonstrations. Did that mellow him out? Not really. In 2023, he spoke about Trump brainwashing his supporters.
We love our military and we love our country, but we hate Trump!
Number 7, Kerry Washington. If there's any actor who knows about the mind of a devious manipulator, Washington would be the one, since she played Olivia Pope in Scandal.
Mediocrity is not an option for me.
In 2016, on the side of Clinton, the actor laid into Trump's family policies in interviews. During the 2017 Glisten Respect Awards, Washington verbally took down the then president during her acceptance without even mentioning his name.
The flames of terror and exclusion are being ignited by some of our most powerful leaders.
In 2020, as well as taking part in the Democratic National Convention, Washington also guest-hosted Jimmy Kimmel Live. During one segment, she asked children about the then-president, who held nothing back by describing him as, quote, alien.
Yeah, what do you think of him?
Alien.
Washington even produced 2020's The Fight, which explored legal battles between Trump's administration and the American Civil Liberties Union. Number 6. Mark Hamill. In 2017, the Star Wars actor dusted off his old Joker voice to read Trump tweets, confusing many on whether the then-president or the clown prince of crime had said these baffling things.
Happy New Year to all, including to my many enemies, and those who have fought me and lost so badly. They just don't know what to do.
Hamill has regularly given a verbal battering to Trump via social media.
I don't know about you, but after 4 years of this administration, I'm exhausted.
He agreed with Trump's statements that he should be jailed to restore the country's democracy, mocked the president stumbling over words in speeches, and shared Taylor Swift's criticism of him from several years ago. Hamill hasn't just used the internet to tackle Trump. He's also taken part in commercials for Biden's campaign. From one in 2020, the actor described Trump as, quote, easily the worst president ever.
We're doing a great job. Oh my gosh. You're living in some episode of The Twilight Zone that I don't want to see.
Number 5. Stephen King. In 1983, The Dead Zone was released, which featured a disturbed, narcissistic presidential candidate destroying the world in the future.
You cowardly bastard! You're not the voice of the people! I am the voice of the people! The people speak through me, not you!
Well, the novel it was based on was written by King. Seeing life perhaps imitating art, he has been very vocal against Donald Trump.
Have you ever blocked anybody? Yes, I blocked Donald Trump.
As well as laying into him on social media, King added his name to an open letter by writers against Trump's candidacy in 2016. King has described The Apprentice star, or Blabbermouth Don as he coined, as a horrible president and person, a criminal, a dim bulb, and a sociopath. The legendary author has been vocal against Trump's abortion policies, his habit of stirring hate and division, and allegedly weaponizing his supporters against political rivals.
Do you think that the Trump presidency is scarier than a Stephen King novel?
Short answer to that is yes, I do.
Number 4. Meryl Streep. You'd think the U.S. president would have better things to do than retort to criticisms from a celebrity, but apparently not, as we discovered in 2017. After mocking Trump at the previous year's Shakespeare in the Park Public Theater Gala, Streep accepted an award at the 74th Golden Globe Awards.
But there was one performance this year that stunned me. It sank its hooks in my heart. Not because it was good. There was nothing good about it.
During her speech, the award-winning actor laid into Trump. She tackled his campaign and his grim mocking of disabled journalist Serge F. Kovaleski.
Disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence. When the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose.
On social media, Trump called Streep overrated, which is hilariously inaccurate, and called her a, quote, Hillary flunky. The actor has employed this immature insult several times over the years as she condemned Trump publicly.
I totally agreed with him. Yeah.
Streep even used him for inspiration for her character's bonkers administration in 2021's Don't Look Up.
At this very moment, I say we sit tight and assess.
Number 3. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Before Trump moved from the entertainment world to politics, there was Schwarzenegger.
But certainly Mr. Schwarzenegger is, as of now, the projected winner.
The action star became the governor of California from 2003 to 2011. Since becoming a citizen in 1983, Schwarzenegger stated he wouldn't vote for a Republican candidate with Trump in 2016. Trump didn't take it well, since he regularly criticized the actor who replaced him as the host of The Celebrity Apprentice.
Hey, Donald, I have a great idea. Why don't we switch jobs? You take over TV, because you're such an expert in ratings, and I take over your job. And then people can finally sleep comfortably again.
In 2021, Schwarzenegger released a video that tore apart Trump and his role in the shocking Capitol riot, as well as calling him a failed leader.
He saw the coup by misleading people with lies.
The actor compared the 2021 incident to Adolf Hitler's Germany and the infamous Night of Broken Glass. Over recent years, Schwarzenegger has slammed the Republican Party for not finding an intelligent candidate to run.
And I think a lot of people in America today are being misled.
Number 2, Cher. During the 2016 election, several celebs stated they would leave the States if Trump became president. But for Cher, another country wasn't far enough. She wanted to switch planets.
It means we want to make America straight and white.
Shortly after he announced his campaign in 2015, the music icon published her scathing thoughts on social media, at one point saying his punishment was being Donald Trump. Over the years, Cher has compared the Home Alone 2 star to notorious dictators, called him an idiot, and stated she has never hated anyone as much as him.
It's like there's a death in my family.
In 2023, after mentioning she got an ulcer the last time he was elected, if Trump were to win again, Cher reiterated she would leave the U.S. Perhaps this time she'll make it to Jupiter.
There's nothing nice about him. I can't say one nice thing about him.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Robert De Niro. Since he was elected as U.S. President in 2016, De Niro has taken every opportunity to verbally drag Trump.
Yeah, he's so stupid.
The then-president ignored it until the actor uttered a curse word insult towards him at the 72nd Tony Awards in 2018, which garnered a really positive reaction from the audience. With his filmography pretty much making him an expert on the subject, De Niro has stated that Trump is a wannabe gangster and tough guy.
Today we have a kind of a weird, twisted president who thinks he's a gangster. Who's not even a good gangster.
He's described the former commander-in-chief as evil, having no ethics or morals, and a, quote, total monster. De Niro has also stated that he has no desire to portray Trump in a film since he has, quote, nothing redeemable. Considering he played Max Cady in 1991's Cape Fear, that's a brutal putdown.
Counselor! Could you be there?
Are there any other celebrity Donald Trump haters that we missed? Rosie O'Donnell, Tyler Perry, Kathy Griffin, or someone else? Let us know below.
Donald Trump has been mad at you for a very long time.
Over a decade.
Over a decade.
Yes.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.